I arrived at the house early, as I always did. The driveway was littered with balloons and banners in bold letters, one of which announced in glaring confidence that I had earned the title of King of Letdowns. I held the cardboard crown in my hands for a long moment, tracing the jagged edges with my thumb. It was ridiculous, cheap, and cruel, all at once. Inside, laughter was already in motion. It rolled across the living room like a wave, catching me mid-step. My wife gave a small, almost imperceptible smile, the kind that hides layers of habit and tolerance. She said nothing. That was the worst. Silence is a heavier accusation than words sometimes. I placed the crown atop my head, letting it slide slightly askew. "Well," I said, letting the words tumble out in mock theatricality, "at least it fits." The laughter hit, the kind that doesn't ask for empathy, only recognition that I was performing my assigned role. I smiled, nodded, laughed. I didn't let my voice quiver. I didn't let my hands shake. I let everything in that room think I was small. Quietly, I cataloged every slight from the past 50 years. I grilled the steaks and chicken with careful precision. The aroma filled the house, the smoke curling upward like a temporary ghost of dignity. I noticed my son fidgeting with his phone, catching my eye for a second, and looking away. My daughter hovered near the dessert table, trying not to smirk. My wife rearranged a vase. Everyone moved in their familiar choreography, unthinking, certain. I took the group photos, holding the camera at arm's length for the wider angles, making sure everyone's smiles were symmetrical, their teeth bright. Even in these small tasks I was in control. Every click of the shutter was my silent assertion, "I can hold this together better than any of you." The crown weighed on my head, but I held myself taller. Money exchanged hands for catering, decorations, and drinks. I paid for everything. It wasn't about generosity, it was about quietly demonstrating that the joke, the humiliation, the laughter, none of it diminished what I had done or what I could do. I did not announce it. I did not gloat. I simply let it exist as an unspoken truth beneath the surface. After the last guest had left, after the echoes of laughter had faded into the walls, I sat alone with the crown on my lap. It was a small, silly thing, but it had become a symbol. I opened my laptop and booked a one-way ticket. No announcement. No confrontation. Just action. By the time morning came, the click of the keys had set a course away from this life, this family's expectation, and the humiliation they had framed as celebration. For the next 2 weeks, I moved through a quiet city that didn't know me, didn't care, and yet allowed me to exist on my own terms. I drank coffee in cafes where no one recognized me. I walked streets without memories of ridicule. I began to feel something I hadn't allowed myself to feel in years, a measure of calm, even peace. Then the message arrived, not in a private email, not a call, but in public. My daughter had posted on Facebook, words strung together with desperation that I could feel through the screen. "Fess. If anyone sees my dad, please tell him we're sorry." I read it twice, a third time, just to make sure. She didn't know I had already been gone. She didn't know I was already moving through life, beyond their jokes and expectations. I considered replying. A simple acknowledgement, a small nod across the distance. But I didn't. There was no need. The weight of their laughter, the crown, the years of being underestimated, it was theirs now, not mine. I had taken the only action that mattered. I had chosen myself. The day I saw her post, I walked to the park near my temporary apartment. Children played, dogs barked, the sun moved across the sky in its indifferent arc. I sat on a bench and watched the city breathe. I imagined my family, moments of regret crawling across their faces in silence, no applause, no confrontation, no catharsis. Only awareness. That night, I wrote a few lines in a journal I'd started after the ticket was booked. I am still here. I am still myself. Let them reckon with what they lost. I closed the journal and left it on the nightstand. Outside, a light rain began, soft on the pavement, washing away footprints. Mine remained, untracked, unclaimed, yet unashamed. I don't know what comes next. Maybe my daughter will reach out again. Maybe my wife will. Maybe nothing will change. But for the first time in decades, I feel a quiet, undeniable authority over my own life. The crown sits in a box somewhere at home, unnoticed, but I know it's not mine to wear anymore. I am, and for now, that is enough.